Alrighty, we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Rosalind, why don't you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? You just start and we'll join in.
Okay. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
to the republic for which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So I guess we'll call the meeting to order first, but I did the pledge, all members are present. Comments from the Selectman, I'll just go quickly here. Vicky Duffy Pavilion, I received your email today, I really didn't look at it, but I will shortly. I have a meeting with our attorney tomorrow to see if we have an agreement on legal documents, if you can believe it still, so we're not there yet. We will call another meeting to fully discuss once we get there. Right?
Great. Yeah, I mean, just for the public record, I sent the email just to make sure that you had like the framework of questions
Yes.
that I've been receiving
Yeah,
from public that
yeah,
I think we should be prepared to answer is all.
Yep.
So,
Estuary, I'm trying to think why I put that on there, I'm not positive.
Did it have anything, my guess was maybe you've had conversations with them about potentially taking over some of the.
No, it wasn't that. I know they're putting in a new floor. And I was gonna recommend that we help them pay for some of that floor out of surplus. They wanna put in a nice, like something, well, not like this, but you know, they have that room that they entertain in and dine in is getting an upgrade. And the floor is like 35 grand and they're trying to fundraise for it. And I thought the town could assist with that because it'll make it more successful there, it'll make it more welcoming, people want to go. I'll leave the mirror discussion until a little bit later here. And why don't you guys, if you have any comments, happy to hear them.
two comments, really both questions back at you, Carl. I think one we don't have to get into now is just following up in terms of next steps for charter revision process.
Yeah, I reached out to the DTC.
Yep.
And said, if you have names, send them to me. I haven't heard back yet.
Okay.
I talked to Deb not that long ago on that. I had coffee with her.
Okay.
And so I think I'm pretty sure I can come up with 4 or 5 and then, you know, we talked about it.
Okay, so basically we need to come up with the
Names, and then
the
we
name,
can start the commission.
and
It ain't
then
happening this November, I
Yeah.
can tell you that.
Okay.
Unless we just wanted to tweak it. If there was more than tweaking, it, you know, it's gonna take longer.
Okay.
So,
All right. I'll circle back with her then. And then the other question is just following up on Vicky Duffy. When we have an agreed upon contract, are we gonna go have a discussion about that at the Board of Selectmen meeting first, or are we gonna go right to a public?
no, we will have a discussion here.
Okay.
It may be a special meeting, but maybe our next meeting.
Okay,
This is gonna be full on, as public as we can make it, like everything out there.
Great.
The documents will be online, they'll be everywhere for people to look at.
Great.
So,
great, thank you.
Scotty.
Well, I missed celebrate, you know, Old Saybrook this weekend, but I heard it was great. And I certainly appreciate all the efforts of, you know, that organizing committee that's done this, that brainchilded 3 years ago and it's evolved and I think it's a hit for years to come.
Yeah. It's funny, yeah, I think there need to be some changes. And we're gonna meet next week as a debrief. People just didn't have time this week. But we're gonna debrief and we're gonna figure out what to do differently. Like we had 10 vendors not show up, food vendors. Didn't hurt the day. But we don't charge a lot of money. We charge like $75 for early reg, $100 if you're after January 3rd, you know, whatever. Maybe we charge $300 and you get 200 back.
Yeah.
If you show up. Because let's say we make it a little bit more compact and we're relying on 15 food vendors and then that 5 don't show up or something. So we have to figure that out. It's a very, the band was great. Band was outstanding. I don't know if you guys were there.
Mhm.
Band was great. It was too hot to stand in front of the band on asphalt in the sun. People were huddled under whatever shade they want. They loved the band. They applauded for the band every song. I think something needs to change. It's a great spot for the band. It's not a great spot for the audience. So maybe it changed it. So there's some things we need to look at. I think, and we'll get feedback. We're gonna do a survey. Jennifer got emails from every vendor when they registered. We're gonna have our HR company who did a great survey for chief of police. We're gonna do 10 questions. We'll get our responses. They'll do it. It's inexpensive. It'll be really well done, and we'll share it with the group. I think that's a good thing to do. We did that last year, but this year we're gonna follow up on it a little bit more carefully. Just seeing, Beaver Dam Trail has started. That project that you've been hearing me talk about for 4 years. We had a pre-construction meeting on Chalker's Mill Pond Dam today. The sidewalks on Route 1 have not started. That's the Connecticut Water Company doing a project over by Dairy Queen before we can start our sidewalk project. Just seeing if there's anything else in my calendar that I'm just forgetting. And summertime, so I'm getting complaints about tree growth. Of course, dispatcher negotiations are a little stalled. They canceled their dates recently, so we have to pick new date, which is a little bit frustrating. Anyway, let's move on.
Okay. One other question,
Yes.
sorry. The new chamber executive director,
Yes.
I think it's Andrew. Have you had a chance to meet with him yet? Okay, and do you think we should have him in?
Yes.
For a selectman
Good
meeting,
idea.
or?
Yeah, why don't we have him? Be good to Andrew Surprise. And we wish Judy well. She's there for another 6 days. She went out like she's always gone out, helping us to the last minute to celebrate Saybrook, right? A trooper, awesome. So, all right, move approval of the June 3rd minutes. Is there a second?
Second.
Questions, comments? You guys see them?
Yep.
Yep. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Move approval of the June 10th Board of Selectmen meeting. I'll move that. Is there a second?
Second that.
Everybody good?
Everybody's good.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I'm gonna do a couple more things and we're gonna come right back to you. We're gonna do item 6B with the board's consensus. I'll move approval of the release of the encroachment permit. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We're gonna do another, I'm sorry, I misspoke earlier when I talked about the town meeting. The Board of Finance approved already, that the Public Works Department, because they've been short all year, they have extra funds, and those are funds, as I said earlier, off the record, that we don't want to drop to the bottom line. We don't need that surplus money. We want Bill to be able to do curbing and pave roads and fix culverts and do catch basins and mow lawns more and all that type of stuff. So the idea is I'm gonna make a motion, we can discuss it in a second, to approve based on Board of Finance recommendation, a transfer of 200,000 from DPW general fund account to the budget paving and road maintenance fund, 7,400 for the purpose of paving and repairing roads. And you see the memo attached?
Yes.
Okay, can I get a second?
Second.
Questions? It's just. Bill was at our meeting at Board Finance and he just said, look. Oh, and for instance, I'll give you a for instance on this. He came into me and said, on Stoneboat Road. The road, a pipe had collapsed, and so the road was doing this. He just doesn't have time to take his guys with mowing season and go in there and fix it. He had Duncan Down do it. It's gonna, you know. If we do it, we're gonna pay for materials and it's just manpower that are on payroll. If Duncan does it, it's like 25 grand, but it gets done. So this is giving him permission to like farm out a couple projects to just get them done. Essentially, is what it's doing. And that was the example.
No questions.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And that would be the special town meeting. I'll move the special town meeting.
Second.
Okay, any questions on that? Where?
So that'll be
That's
Tuesday, July at 8:30, so we'll just do that right before our board of selectmen.
Yeah. And I just figure it's such a non-issue, we'll do it then, just
Yeah.
get it off the books and let's get it going. So, all right, motion and second has been made on town meeting, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, let's just talk Mira super quick. I've kept you guys in the loop on this pretty well. This has to end, Mira must end on June 30th. We began a meeting last Thursday that went from 9:30 to 12 and we suspended the meeting. And then we picked it up again like on Friday and we went for another 2 hours and suspended the meeting. And we recontinued it, maybe it was yesterday. And now we suspended it after another couple hours and are continuing that meeting on Thursday at 2:30. Here's some, it's actually, you guys are both smart guys. It's, unless you lived through these meetings and really knew this stuff inside and out, it's somewhat complicated. The statute, the law that passed that ended Mira said, if no, I'm rewording this, practical solution is found for the Essex towns at the Essex transfer station or the Torrington towns, which is another transfer station, then both entities and all the garbage and shall be run by DAS. It goes to DAS. So DAS has a representative on the board of the Mirror Dissolution Authority, MDA. They want nothing to do with this. They are like, we want nothing to, we do not give this to us. So we believe we have an agreement for the Essex towns. We terminate our agreement with Mira. Essex gets the municipal permit to operate a transfer station, which currently they don't have, but it will be transferred to Essex. Essex will then contract with CWPM to run the transfer station. You're not seeing those documents. We will then contract with CWPM to take our garbage. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We will contract with CWPM at $140 per ton for MSW and $100 a ton for recyclables. However, for the next 2 years, there's a fund, $1.1 million has been put aside from Mira reserves so that the towns in the Essex area that are going to participate, what we did is we ran budget numbers from the recycling that we've had, the tonnage. And at $100 a ton, we think we have put aside enough money so that every town will take our recyclables. Jason Manafort from CWPM will take them to Murphy Road Recycling. He will then say, here's the bill. Old Saybrook's tonnage weighed 1,000 pounds this month, which is, and we he then gets the rebate for the recyclables. So technically, we're being held harmless for our recyclables, which is consistent with the contract that we had through Mira, where we only paid for MSW, not recyclables. But that world has ended. But we were saying well, I was saying as an Essex town, no, I don't want Mira to end. DAS, I'm gonna make you take my contract if I don't get free recyclables. So this was the agreement that the Mira board reached with the Essex towns. Questions on that? And we've kind of talked about a lot of this.
A lot.
But that's what you see in front of you. That's what I sent you earlier today, which came to me today, by the way, the final agreement. There's a lot of moving parts here. Now, the Torrington situation is entirely different. I won't go into it because it's a mess. It may be that Torrington does go to DAS and the Essex towns do what I said. Then a glitch came. Well, it was an executive session, so I'm not going to talk about it. But anyway, that's this. Go ahead.
So I have not had a chance, because this came in today, to like read through this with fine tooth comb.
Yeah, didn't I send you something before though? I thought you've seen other documents that were either like this or similar to this.
Potentially.
Okay, let me say this. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
I believe I have the authority because, I don't want to say that. I'm not going to say that. Can we,
So
go ahead.
this needs to be signed or executed by the town before June 30th.
If on Thursday it's approved by the mayor.
It's approved by the mayor board. Okay. My
Go ahead.
other question, just in terms of framing this, was really rhetorical. What are our other options? Right? From my point of view, we have no other options.
There are not. And the good news about this agreement, if it goes through, is we are going to pay what we would have been paying under our Mira contract for the next 2 years.
Mhm.
So that was the whole idea. Hold me harmless for 2 years.
Yeah.
Then I'll go to the Wild West.
Yeah. You mentioned that Essex, the permit needs to be transferred to Essex, and
That's happening.
so there's not, or is there any potential of the permit not transferring and us suddenly in July not having a place to take our garbage?
There is no. It won't be because of the permit if that doesn't happen.
Okay.
It'll be because. It'll be because the Mira board failed to act and all the contracts flow up to DAS.
Got it.
But that would be a disaster.
Right.
Even though that's the way the statute was written. The law was written that way.
Right, there's been effectively no move to
And they
create infrastructure for
they
that transfer.
should not have put this deadline on us.
Yeah.
And this is what's, we're talking about going to retreat review.
Yeah, this is interesting.
And, which is a huge problem in the state.
Yeah.
So, because we've been working on this along, all the towns, by the way, all the towns that were going to the Essex transfer station are continuing to go with these terms, every one of them. So we are all as happy as we can be.
So that's, just want to be clear. So all of the towns that are able to go to the Essex transfer station are going to.
That are currently
going.
under the Mira agreement are continuing to go to it. So we're still as a group.
Okay, so if another town decided not to do that at the last minute, if their board didn't decide to, does that create problems?
No, it does not. Nope, it absolutely does not. Once I enter an agreement where we enter into an agreement with CWPM, it's binding.
Right.
So, really, those are the terms. But there's. Yeah. Well, terms are really in the attachment. And I'm sorry for getting it to you so late, because that is exactly when I got it.
No, I understand. I just wanted to be
And I-
transparent about the level of time I put into.
Yeah, and I just have, well, the good news is I have tried to give you the updates over course, and I can
5 years.
give you as much of an assurance as possible that, as simple as it sounded, that's it, right?
Yeah, that generally matches to what I said, but I think it's important. We don't have another options in town.
We don't, but we're probably gonna have to seek one in a
Yeah.
year and a half.
Right.
So, if you can also, did we move this?
We
or-
did not.
Okay, so, I don't know how you wanna proceed. You wanna, if you, or do you wanna abstain?
No, I'm comfortable going
Okay, all right,
forward.
okay, I'm gonna move it.
I'll second.
Yeah,
Okay. Um,
I think we talked about it.
with some of the reservations, but, giving you my best assurance that those are the terms. Assuming this is contingent on a vote on Thursday afternoon, sometime between 2:30 and 5. I do, and I'll let you know.
Okay.
So. I suppose I could call a quick meeting for Thursday at 5. Remote meeting, not my preference, but. It's up to you.
No,
I don't wanna put
yeah,
pressure on you, but-
You're not putting pressure on me. I mean,
Yeah.
like, situation is putting pressure on us.
Yeah,
as a
right.
Town,
You have no
you know,
idea.
that's what I,
have no idea.
people need to understand. It's not that we're
This is
we're
like,
taking the easy route, like, there are no other routes. I mean, we did
we did an RFP.
an RFP
And other
last
times-
year.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
And the results were more expensive than this, certain.
Good context.
Yeah. Especially with the when you factor in the recyclables. Being free.
Yeah.
So to speak, so. All right, I moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
You're on.
Thank you. Good evening, gentlemen. My name is Rosalind Garrett, and I've been working hand in hand with the OSMS as well as HS to create a smoother transition between schools. Recently, I was elected Miss President 2025, and my campaign, the transition between OSMS and OSHS. Before that, I spoke to the former Leadership Council of 8th grade, the Vice Principal of the high school, Mr. Falcon, an Associate Principal of the middle school, Mr. Walton, and I found out the key issues, which are time management, studying/memorization, homework, grading, and the workload. Although this problem is currently being worked on, I am transitioning into high school myself, which will help me work hand in hand with middle school and high school. As Vice President, I am a student advocate for this issue and will advertise students' needs and voices in significant decisions that will help the student body with the transition. After meeting with Mr. Walton and Mrs. Castro, they have also brought to my attention that everyone adapts to new situations differently. While some may have no trouble with the experience, others may struggle and their work ethic could diminish. One way I can solve this will be having conversion charts for standard-based grading in every class. Sorry. While the Old Saybrook High School focuses on grades on a 50-point scale and GPA calculations, the middle school has a more developmental focus that works on foundational skills and personal growth. While some teachers provide these versions of charts, It would be extremely helpful if it were mandatory. For example, a student who gets threes on the middle school rubric, which is known as mastery, will be extremely surprised when they learn that a 3 could be equivalent to a B or B plus in high school. Earlier this year, I also asked former 8th graders their biggest struggles, and they replied with midterm studying, workload management, and time efficiency. Over the summer, my plan is to offer and organize a day-long course where the former freshmen teach the incoming freshmen about studying tips, time management, and workload regulation. This will be a reoccurring cycle every year. This would also offer the mentors community service and a way to help their peers feel more prepared for high school. It took me a very long time to think of a campaign because there weren't many problems I could think of with Old Saybrook and OSMS as a whole. We have incredible support like freshman orientation, PJs and prep, and so many high schoolers to talk to. However, with these extra assists that I'm planning to prepare, not only will the students feel heard, but excited for a new beginning in their academic journey. I would love any questions, comments, or concerns, and also after, if you don't mind, I have like a few pamphlets from my campaign, just kind of talking about it in general.
You first buttons. It's not one, sorry.
But it doesn't really see anyways.
Well, I'll send it to board,
Okay, yeah,
forward
thank you.
email to that.
Nice, very nice job, Rosalind.
Thank
And
you.
I'm kind of, as a parent living it, I have a 9th grader and a 7th grader right now, so I'm
Oh,
like
wow.
right in the midst of that transition. And there's definitely a workload
Yeah.
adjustment for the students. So is this idea something that is going to be launched this summer, or is this something that we have to get the administration and the Board of Ed to start for next year?
Yeah, I'm hoping I can get the conversion charts this summer, because that really just needs to be talked with the principals, which I can get meetings with easily, and the fellow teachers for like the 8th graders and maybe the 7th graders, it depends. And then the course and things will have to be next year, just because there's time and meetings and scheduling, and like I think I have to run some things past bigger people on like, so I can get it done smoothly.
Yeah, I went to the competition and it was very well done. It was very competitive. There were 9 or 10
And
candidates. And, it's very competitive, and the fact that you won is wonderful, so.
thank you.
Yeah, it's impressive, I should say, too.
I think it's a comprehensive program that you're suggesting based on input that you've heard from others, and your coordinating efforts amongst different schools. Really challenging to put all those pieces together. I think that your presentation was outstanding,
Thank you.
and I wish you luck, and I think that it will be a challenge. I think you're gonna run into some roadblocks. You're gonna have, kids in the summer who can't make it, all kinds. But the thing is, a good friend of mine said, if you throw enough paint at the canvas, some of it sticks. So, you're giving them another opportunity to prepare more effectively for success next school.
In Scott's former life, he was a volunteer.
Yeah, I think you folks know that. I was in the school administration.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, thank you so much. I think it's definitely an issue that like people don't really think it is, because they just started with the 9th grade becoming sophomores this coming year doing the standard-based grading. So they're kind of like the experimental group. But as I've heard from some of like my peers up in the high school and some of the principals and things, that like it's hard. It's a really hard transition, and it's hard converting from something that to something that everyone else knows, and having to work your life around that. So
It is, and it's hard for parents too. I mean, that you grow up with a certain idea of A, B, C.
yeah. Yeah.
Well done.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for I wanted to make sure that we were all here. And
Thank you. Yeah.
Scott, Matt and I were remote last time, and I was like, that's not good. You deserve more.
Thank you so much. Thank you for letting me be here. It's really great.
Well, I'm gonna have you stay here because the next thing we're gonna do is a little town meeting, and that might be interesting from a civic perspective.
Yeah.
And your mother can even vote if she wants to, because there's 2 items, so you wanna stay for, it'll be relatively quick.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I'll move to adjourn. Is that the last item on the agenda?
That was.
Yeah. I'll move to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.